There's an ancient prayer practice in Christianity called the labyrinth, where you can walk it and pray it. And if you've ever seen a labyrinth or prayed a labyrinth, it looks like a maze, but there's only one way in and one way out. And I enjoy praying a labyrinth because it helps me let go of things that I struggle to let go of. I have a mind that never stops. I've talked about that before. And when I walk the labyrinth, every time I take a turn, I try to let go of something that I'm holding on to, something that's consuming me, or something that I'm kind of tangled up in, a thought or a feeling, so that by the time I get to the center, hopefully I can just be and breathe and savor God's presence. I was talking about this with a parish member here who's much more versed in contemplation and meditation than I am, and he wisely reminded me that oftentimes we think the best way to find God's presence is to take more things on in our lives, to do more, whatever that is. But really, for many of us, the way to savor and discover God's presence more deeply is actually through a path of holy subtraction, by letting go of things that get in the way and that get us all tangled up and can prevent us from encountering and savoring and experiencing the gift of God's presence right here and right now. And I know that struggle because I get tangled up in so much, which is why I love the prayer practice of walking a labyrinth. I also know that struggle because every time I leave the center of a labyrinth, I find myself picking back up all of the things I had just let go of. So it's a practice I need to come back to again and again because, again, I'm good at getting tangled up in so much. In Psalm 31 and verse 4, the psalmist prays, asking God's help to untangle the psalmist from one of life's many nets the psalmist is caught up in. Again, if I'm honest with you, I can name many nets that I get caught up in from time to time. But this holy season of Advent, that psalm carries within it a holy invitation for me, for us to pause and pray, reflecting on those practices we have found and find ourselves coming to that help untangle our lives. Maybe it is a practice of walking a labyrinth, or taking time and journaling when we have all sorts of thoughts and feelings spinning through our head and heart that we're not quite sure how to process, or taking time with a therapist. Or maybe it's taking a long walk or playing with the kiddos at the end of a crazy day. I mean, to be human is to be tangled up in some nets of life from time to time. But it's all the more reason why we need this holy season of Advent and its invitation to practice some holy subtraction in our lives, all so that we can come to experience and savor more deeply and more richly and more profoundly the gift of Advent peace. Advent peace and blessings to you all.